We've been closed for, I think, 47 days now.
Getting organized to do what we're doing now has been a tremendous task.
In the beginning, the situation literally changed every few hours.
First it was 50% staff allowed in the office, and then it was 25%. Every day it was different.
We would craft an email to the staff to tell everyone what was going on, and by the time the three of us had reviewed the email, things would have changed.
Me and my partners actually take turns going into the office to, make sure that everything is okay.
People are in different places, people can do different things, people are willing to do different things. The hardest thing really is getting on this footing and making sure that there's a kind of even, if at all possible, distribution of work.
Sandy in 2012 taught us that we need to position ourselves to work remotely.
People, they were able to unplug their laptops, go home with them in their backpacks, interface with our file server and all of our project data pretty easily and almost without a hitch.
We've never laid anyone off, ever, in the history of CTA, and it wasn't anything that we wanted to do. And it was a tremendous relief when the loan came through and we're able, at least for the time being, to keep people full-time employed. It's really important to the partners that people feel financially secure at this time.
I think we're doing our best to stay connected.
Now I get a lot of Slack messages and text messages and emails and phone calls. That's the line outside my door.
It's lots of small faces on screens, which I'm sure is the world for a lot of people now.
We have yoga where anywhere between a half a dozen and a dozen members of the staff participate. We have Friday drinks together in a Zoom meeting, so it's nice to see people's faces.
It's raised a whole bunch of new issues almost overnight that we didn't have to deal with before. The idea that you have a crowded room in a restaurant or a club or an office setting was something that we all just sort of accepted. It was part of our culture. And now I don't know if we can do that anymore.
Classrooms, public assembly spaces could get larger or accommodate less people just because for a while at least we're going to want to stay further apart from each other.
How's it going to work to do the things that people do there every day? And that's something we're all going to have to think about.
Right now we're working on a community facility space. We're in construction and we're changing the spec. Everything's touchless, hand sanitizer stations.
We have to think about the way we get around. We have to think about how we interact with each other. And the architecture and engineering profession is going to have to adapt like anybody else.
We need to learn how to move projects along without having to be in rooms with each other, which I think all of us who are working more locally have to think bigger picture.
Our job is to deal with the physical world. Our job is to deal with how spaces are arranged, how buildings are arranged, how cities are arranged. We're going to need to be in the forefront of figuring out how we can make it so that if something like this happens again, because it's going to happen again, how we can take it on in a smarter way.
My hopes are that CTA comes back stronger, and I think that this strange little blip in our lives will give us the ability to do that.
We've always seen ourselves as kind of a big family, and we're back and we get to see each other and everybody know that everyone's okay and we're happily working along.
My hope is that we get to a place again in our lives where we can do the things that we do best, which is to really make our environment beautiful, to make beautiful spaces and places for people to live. You can talk into a computer screen all you want, but in the end, you've got to be looking at the side of a building and understanding how to make it better and how to make the spaces that we occupy better and how to make the city better. And that's what we do. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to that.